Assembly Kitchen's Adler, the buttery babe, coming to you from my kitchen. Today, we're gonna do a little tutorial on how to make one of my favorite dinners, a grain bowl. Will the bunny eat it? He will, if I don't tell him we're having it. Because if I tell him we're having it, he says, oh, you mean steak. But I don't know why, because we don't eat meat on Monday, so he knows it's gonna be something healthy. Anyway, grain bowls are great. You can meal prep all the ingredients and throw it together. You could do a million different things. So we're gonna go over just one variety, one that I make the most, and then we'll talk about different things that you could do to make it yours. So here are some components. This is farro. It's an ancient type of wheat from Italy. You could use, instead of farro, you could use barley, you could use brown rice or regular rice, you could use quinoa. I like quinoa, Mom. Stop making that face. Camera girl prefers kashi, which is actually buckwheat and totally delicious and healthy and full of nutrients, but I don't tell her that. Then you need a protein. So today we actually have 3 proteins because I'm all about the protein. These are black lentils, also called beluga caviar lentils. They're delicious. I like them because they hold their shape when they're cooked. We also have some eggs and some goat cheese. The goat cheese and the eggs, you could use feta instead. You could use some boursin. You could use some tofu. I like protein a lot, as you know, but I also like them because they give a nice creaminess to it. We have some caramelized onions, some sauteed kale. Well, this is turnip greens, but kale, spinach, broccoli, any type of green vegetable. And then I always need something crunchy to make it interesting, otherwise it's too mushy and gross. So today we have some toasted pistachios. We also have a nice dressing in our shaker cup. Today it's just a red wine vinaigrette with some mustard, but the marmalade dressing that we've seen here in Buttery Babe in the past, also really good, especially now that it's a little bit springy. So these are great because you can make everything separate and keep it in the fridge and then mix it as you want. You might not want all the things at once. You might want some other things. Or let's say you made it and it was going to be a nice week and now it's cold and rainy. You can take your grain and your vegetables and your lentils and add some vegetable broth, and now you've got grain bowl soup. Who knew? Also, you can make these, all the components freeze good. So you could put a little container of farro and a little container of lentils and then this and that, and then pull it out when you need it, depending on how your freezer is. Also really good on here, some roasted butternut squash if it's in season, or some sweet potato, or you could put it all in a sweet potato instead of the grain and make a sweet potato bowl. Super yummy, so many vitamins. My dogs are going crazy. Oh, Logoto. Okay, so here's how we're gonna put it all together. First you're gonna pick a pretty bowl, something that you like to eat out of. And move your knife out of the way. Okay, so here's how we're gonna start. Again, this is our knock it off. This is our farro, and I cooked it with leeks and a little bit of mustard in some water. You bring it up to a boil, blow it to simmer, cover it, and cook it for 20 minutes. Done. Super easy. So we're gonna put that at the bottom. And I probably put a little too much in the bowl, but you know me. Like to be generous. Today's grain bowl is gonna be room temperature, but you can heat up things and make them good. Then the next thing I like to put on is my eggies. So you can buy hard-boiled eggs in a bag. You can boil the eggs and keep them in their shell and then shock them and keep them. These ones are 7-minute eggs, so they're just a little creamy in the side. So you bring the water up to a boil, add your eggs, cold raw eggs, and then cook them for 7 minutes and then put them in an ice bath. And I just do like 4 or 6 eggs at the beginning of the week, and then I leave them in there. And if I want a little high protein snack, grab an egg. Super yummy. I like them more gushy when it's for me, but since I'm making grain bowls for dinner, not everyone likes it running all over. So now we really just want to make it so that there's different things and colors to look at all the time. So we're going to add in our lentils. in a nice little pile. And then we're gonna go with some sauteed greens over here. Then we got the pretty green, so the caramelized onions, delicious, but just not that cute. But you need them because they may have that yummy mouthfeel. It makes it feel like they're super fatty, even though they're not. And then we gotta make it a little bit more colorful in this corner. So we're gonna put in our pistachios. It's really important to have a crunchy component because everything is kind of soft, and otherwise when you're eating it, it's boring because it all feels the same. Avocado would be really good in here too, but my avocados are still hard. And now I just have a little piece of goat cheese. I'm gonna crumble that up in the corner. See how pretty that is? Because we're gonna eat with our eyes first. Let me wash my hands real quick. And now I'm just gonna put on a little bit of salt, just a touch. Some chopped herbs, parsley, basil, dill. We really good on here too. Of course, pepper from my trusty pepper mill, because what would life be without it? And then just a drizzle of our homemade mustard vinaigrette. Any nice dressing will do. You like it spicy, a good, like a chipotle vinaigrette would be good on here too, or some lime. Lime and cilantro maybe, yum. And there you have it. Super healthy, super tasty, full of protein and fiber and vitamins. This is enough for two, I'm guessing, unless you're really hungry, like you exercise or something. Didn't do that, so whatevs. I am Emily Cutchins-Adler, the Buttery Babe. Thanks for watching my video on how to make a grain bowl. Please be sure to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and of course my website, www.butterybabe.com.